welcome there, old timers. Although I can't say that because I've heard from several younger people who listen to some of my reactions, which I can't thank you enough. That means a lot to me. That means so much to me that someone of the younger generation would listen to what I have to say, which is pretty impressive. Those are good people. Who's ever those parents are, those kids, you did a great job. um, how's everyone doing? I hope you're having a great day. I received a text message from my son who watches the show Yellowstone. Are there any people out there that watch Yellowstone? I'm familiar with the show, but only by name. I've heard great things about it, and I've been told by more people than I care to mention that I should really watch it, but I haven't. I watch reruns of other shows usually. Do you know what the problem is? I have a hard time committing to like a full hour because something's always going on. So it's hard to sit down and really give my attention to something for a full hour. That's why these videos work out good because, 20, 25 minutes, I'm in, I'm out, let the computer produce it, and I'm good to go. So anyways, my son requested this, so family wins. So we get to listen to that. And the band is Whiskey Myers, and the song is Stone. Never heard it before. Apparently, this band is from Texas, and they've been around a while. I believe they were formed somewhere around 2006, 2007. And they've been described, at least from what I read, as Southern rock meets this gritty country. So that's intriguing. The lead singer of this group is a guy by the name of Cody Cannon. I've never heard of him before either. I'm guessing he's got a good voice because from what my son was telling me, these guys have become pretty popular. Now, I did read that they're a pretty good-sized band. I think there's 6 members in the band, which is kind of interesting. So this is an acoustic version of this song, so I'm not sure how involved everyone will be in that, but they may still all be there. But anyways, I'm sure there's going to be some really nice sounds with this. So let me get my headphones on, and we're going to hear what my son has been bragging about over on his end. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Just out of curiosity, if you get a chance, leave me a note. Let me know if you're watching this series and if you think it's worth it for me to invest my precious time into watching this TV show. It's just not something I do that often. I have some guilty pleasures of TV shows that I watch, and even those have kind of been put aside. And no, I will never tell you what my guilty pleasure shows are because they're bad. And for some reason, I still just enjoy them. It's kind of a getaway once in a while you watch some of these shows. So, okay. So this is Whiskey Myers singing Stone. Let's get into it, shall we? Here we go.
The song's called Stone.
Told you. I love that acoustic. You don't see an accordion too often.
Well, the night is my prescription, and the highway is my home. Got me seeking for one last beacon. Every single place I roam. Thank you.
Real quick, if you guys, this guitar sounds awesome. This is the exact sound of a guitar that I really like. And I'm trying to look at the logo at the head of the guitar, and it doesn't look familiar. I could just barely see it. It looks kind of like a wave or something. If you guys have any idea what the make of that guitar is, would you let me know for any of your guitar people out there? Okay, here we go.
They say Jesus was a poor man. I guess I wish I had a little more him in me. It makes me go on living.
This is good.
Heartache, misery. times? Or is this too far gone? Or have you turned stone? I gotta start writing songs that are easier to sing, huh? Well, I guess I got my bottle. I stay on it all the time.
Wow, I really like his voice.
But it keeps me smiling and singing. Helps me fall asleep a little bit better at night. They say life is like a dagger. Backstage is full of parasites. The love and drain you of everything you want, just to feel better about their life.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there because we're halfway through and I just don't know this song to be able to tell you whether I'm cutting in the right spot or not. Wow, this guy's got a really, really good voice. I have to admit, right after I started hearing him sing, I immediately thought of Chris Stapleton. A little bit different, but same same general genre, if you will. It's definitely has that feel to him. And so much for the 6-member band that I was talking about. It looks, you know what? It's all about how good I give you this information, how relevant it all is, and how accurate it all is. I blew it. It's only 2 guys, it looks like. And I never would have guessed that one of the 2 instruments would have been an accordion. What do you know? This definitely has a vintage southern rock feel to it, although definitely has more of a newer edge to it for sure. But I do think back of artists like Leonard Skinner and stuff like that when I hear these guys. Just a little bit of a different swing to it. Even after hearing this for only, you know, a couple minutes, um, it's easy to say that these guys are a great band. I could picture myself sitting in a bar at a table, a smoky bar, maybe even late at night, hearing this song being played. Oh, that would be amazing. Lyrically, this sounds like this guy's struggling with something. Apparently, this has been going on for a while because he's wondering if his heart has turned to stone. And your heart does not turn to stone overnight. That takes time. Trust me, I know about that. Vocally, I think Cody's voice definitely finds a way to dig into your heart because there's so much emotion behind it. It's just so real and so raw, I guess you could say. There's nothing manufactured here. This is just him. It's genuine, soulful, and meaningful music for sure. All right, let's go ahead and play this to the end, and we'll talk some more. Here we go.
A sweet, sweet out of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. Or is this too far gone? Or have you turned to stone?
Wow. You know who else could sing like this in the early days? Was Elton John. If you listen to some of his early albums, he's got a little bit of a sound like that.
Sweet, sweet heart of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. Or is this too far gone. Oh, my sweet, sweet love of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. Or else it's too far gone. Have you turned stone?
Wow. I've never appreciated an accordion more than this. This is sweet.
Well, the night is my prescription, and the highway is my home. Thank you.
That is a really cool way to end a song. I like that, like, a lot. I like it a lot. Okay, so I was listening to the lyrics or and watching them and reading them. Another explanation could be that this guy goes from town to town and, for lack of better words, partying all the time and has never developed any real relationship through it. And because of that, maybe his heart has hardened. And that would be the reference to turning to stone. There's like just it's like there's no more true emotion left for him to experience. He's kind of numb to it all. The accordion added such a unique sound and created such a special mood. It's a really good job. I'm curious if they did this same song with a harmonica, if that would give a lot different feel. I almost feel like it'd be similar. I really love the harmonica, and I could just see it in the song. There's a guy that does the harmonica a lot with Chris Stapleton, and I can't remember the guy's name. He's an amazing harmonica player. So I just think that might be a little different twist that might have made the song even more interesting. As sad as he sounds when singing this, his voice somehow still cuts through the sorrow of the song, and he seems strong in his downtime. Some parts of him still appear to be positive in some little way, even in his down state that he's in. Really interesting lyrics. I think they're I'm close to what they mean. At least I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say I kind of figured it out. And bottom line, I just love the soulful delivery of the song. Just really amazing. I loved it. So all right, let me get my headphones off, and I will be back for my final thoughts. Hold on. Final thoughts. Do you see that little new transition I put in there where it says final thoughts? I wanted to just yell out final thoughts and make it kind of dramatic, but nah, I think that's good enough. All right, so after listening to this, I do have renewed faith in country music. This, in my opinion, is what it was intended to be. It was intended to sound like this. It's not and no disrespect to her at all, but it's not the Taylor Swift style music, that so-called country music that we're getting played to all the time on the radio. This just kind of gets back to the roots of what music you would expect to hear. Also, it's kind of interesting, but Ray Charles came to mind a little bit when I was listening to this. Any of you guys feel that? I know it's a different sound, but it's kind of the same neighborhood. Definitely in my ears. And these are old ears and they've heard a lot. But I'm kind of getting a little bit of a Ray Charles vibe. This guy's got such a wildly great voice, especially um, it's good for this genre. This is kind of the voice you would hope to hear when you're hearing songs like this. I'm a little surprised I haven't heard of them before, especially when researching the likes of like Chris Stapleton and artists like that. You would think his name would have popped up, but it just never has. This was probably a perfect example on why I like acoustic versions of songs. If this song was overproduced in some way, it wouldn't have had the same impact. And that's why, even though I said there's supposed to be six members to the band and only two were there, that's fine for a song like this, especially um, the acoustic side of it. You can have acoustic, but if you have too many instruments playing at the same time, it kind of loses that rawness, if you will. Did any of you think of either a harmonica or a fiddle or violin that might have been fun as a replacement as well? I know I did, and only because I'm thinking that because you don't expect to hear an instrument like that, and your more standard instruments start coming to mind. I'm just curious if they did that exact cut, but with different instruments, if it would have come across differently. Based on this song alone, people, I may have to start watching Yellowstone because I'm guessing it's a country themed thing if this is the type of music they're playing. Plus, I'm also very proud of myself for raising my son to identify good music. So I've always played music. They didn't always appreciate the music I played, but apparently I had some impact on them because they're kind of aware of music, which I think is great. So, all right, guys, did you enjoy this? I know I did. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. And even if you would click that notification icon, that'd be great. That way you'll be notified anytime I release some new content. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. You guys have a great day. Peace out. I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.